Hello, my name is Queen Squirrel Art, and almost every year for the past 4 years, I have been drawing Witch Peach for the month of October. I've been using her as a way to really document the improvement in my art from year to year. The Mario games are some of my favorite games to play. My personal favorite is Mario 64 and Mario Odyssey. Mario 64 was actually the first game I ever played when I was like 4 or 5 on my sister's Nintendo 64. It kickstarted my love for games and Nintendo. Princess Peach is one of my favorite characters from the Mario games, and my comfort character to draw. And my favorite holiday is Halloween, so it's just so much fun to combine the two and draw Witch Peach. Every year I change her outfit and accessories ever so slightly, and this year I went all out by drawing her in a full background scene. I'm not typically that great at drawing backgrounds, but I really wanted to challenge myself this year. I wanted to draw her on like a little planet or world like in Mario Galaxy, but less spherical because I feel like it was more pleasing to the eye for this illustration. And so it fits into the Halloween theme. I made it a graveyard. 2 years ago I started giving her booths as companions, and I still really like this idea, but this year I wanted to make them a little more stylized, and I wanted them to look like they were popping out from behind her to scare her, and that's why it looks like she's lost her footing, because maybe they scared her so much she fell off her broom, or maybe they scared her broom and it's running away without her. No matter how we interpret it, I just love that this adds a story to my illustration. And for some extra detail, because she is in a graveyard, I wanted to add some dry bones, so I placed a dry bone skull and put some bones sticking out from the dirt below. And inspired by Mario Odyssey, I placed a power moon behind her instead of a regular moon. Something that I had a bit of trouble with was the color palette. I went into this without thumbnailing some options, and oh man, that just made me appreciate doing thumbnails to plan out color schemes even more, because I do think I could have finished this a lot quicker had I not been overthinking it so much. All I knew is that I wanted there to be lots of color, but I didn't want them to be too bright since it is nighttime. So I did a lot of guessing of what would look good together while testing some of the colors out on a scrap piece of paper. I also wanted everything to be cohesive, so I did layer a light shade of pink over most of the colors to give everything a nice pink tint for the most part. Layering different colors of alcohol markers is a great way to bring everything together and get more colors out of your markers. I used grayish purples and darker shades of pink for the shadows, and to show reflection of light from the power moon, I used pale yellow. Even though I struggled with the color scheme, I do think it came out great. I also tremendously underestimated how tedious it was going to be coloring in these teeny tiny tree branches. It took so long. For line art, I do enjoy using Prismacolor pencils in place of ink. I started doing this I think a year and a half ago, and it just makes me love my art even more. I just love the softness that colored pencils add to line art, as well as the color options. I don't typically like to use black to outline my illustrations for many reasons, mainly being that using colors like this dark pink really complements and adds to the softness of the pastel color palettes I typically enjoy using. And I know ink comes in a lot of color choices too, but I always end up smudging the ink. I have a heavy hand when I draw, so smudging happens a lot. Colored pencils can be smudged too, but not as easy as ink in my experience. One downside to using pencils for line art though is that because I have to keep them very sharp, I'm sharpening them all the time and I blow through them so fast. I used an entire pencil on this illustration alone. Slow and steady is the trick to using pencils for line art because they do snap pretty easily. Like I said, I've got a heavy hand. For the final details, I love to add some shine. I use gel pens for the delicate, intricate areas like her face, and acrylic brush pens like this Grabie dual tone brush pen for details in other areas like her hair, maybe even her boots, for a little bit more dimension. And here's the finished piece. I think she looks gorgeous, very spooky. I feel like I've improved so much since last year, and I've definitely improved a ton since the first year I drew her. But what do y'all think? Have I improved? Let me know. I'm just gonna tuck her away into my portfolio with last year's Witch Peach for safekeeping. If you've made it this far in the video, leave a jack-o'-lantern emoji in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. This is my first full YouTube video that is not a short, and I was pretty nervous to post this, I'm not gonna lie. So let me know how you enjoyed the video, if there's anything you think I should improve on, and what you'd like to see from me in further videos. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Happy Halloween!